Brings me to our border czar. And for more on that, I want to bring in staff writer for the Federalist, Jordan Boyd. Jordan, great to have you on. You wrote a very interesting piece for the Federalist, critical of border czar Kamala Harris, basically calling her out for going to try and secure Ukraine's border while she hasn't done anything to try and secure our own border here. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the border crisis is one that demands a lot of attention, but unfortunately, the Biden administration is not willing to give it that attention that it needs. And Kamala Harris is the border czar. She's the one who was appointed to sort of oversee this for President Biden. And instead, she gave excuses all during the last year to not visit the border. One of her excuses was actually, well, I haven't been to Europe yet. Here we are this week where she's parading around Europe trying to secure Ukraine's borders while ours is still vulnerable and sees more than 100,000 people cross it or have encounters with Border Patrol every month.
I want to play you a soundbite from her remarks in Germany over the weekend. Again, she's wearing a mask, which, I mean, there is no more. You can wear a mask domestically and try to portray strength, but on the international stage, I didn't think the mask was appropriate. But I want to play you the soundbite, then just get your reaction, because she did finally, as you said, go to Europe. Take a listen.
Our principles and our purpose, which is to be aligned with our allies, understanding that, I mean, listen, guys, we're talking about the potential for war in Europe. I mean, let's really take a moment to understand the significance of what we're talking about.
She's talking to the Ukrainian president, the Chancellor of Germany, Olaf Scholz. And I heard this earlier, but she sounded like somebody trying to give a book report that hadn't read the book right there. And this goes back to the border. She's just totally unprepared. It almost seems like she doesn't care.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the border crisis is one that deals with the safety of Americans. We're seeing a ton of drug trafficking that's facilitated by drug cartels that have profited off of the illegal immigration that's encouraged by the Biden administration. And now we're seeing rising overdoses in the U.S. That demands the attention of the Biden administration. That is the domestic and international issue that should be the top of the list. And it's simply not. The Biden administration doesn't have a plan. They haven't announced anything ahead of peak migration months. And Americans are feeling restless with it. You know, voters going into midterms are not happy about it.
Yeah, it's the #2 issue, according to recent polling. Mark, just